We moved to another location. Where did we move to?
Now we're on the corner of 18th and St. Andrews Place.
And why is this corner so meaningful?
This corner is meaningful because it's the street that I moved on to in 1975, where in which my experiences and journeys as a young man began. Um, we uh we uh we moved to the middle of this block, which is 1625 South St. Andrews, right next to the masjid there.
And what was the racial demographics like back in the 70s here?
Oh my God, it was that side of the street, the east side of St. Andrews, primarily after like the first, second, or third apartment, it was all Koreans on that side of the street. And it was one black family at the corner. And that was my partner Kato. And they had the sister Cha-Cha and Lovey I was telling you about earlier. So this street is the street that I moved to, and it was the first visuals that I got in this neighborhood for, the dynamics of who was in the neighborhood, the kids that were in the neighborhood, the kids that was riding dirt bikes and skateboards and stuff up this street, are the first kids that I saw. And so when I mentioned that there was a little pocket and a little clique called the Drew Boys, they used to hang out right on this corner, literally in that yard right there. And I had a partner named Little Timmy who had an older brother named Patrick Wells. Patrick Wells' name was Spook, and he was from Hoover. And his older brother name was Marshall, and they was older Crip dudes, right? And there was another Crip dude named Roshan, and I don't know where Roshan lived at, but he used to always be sitting in a white Riviera right here. It was always parked here. It was another older guy. He was grown too. His name was Cisco, and he had a lowrider. He lived on this corner. It was a guy named T-Bone that lived in the middle of the block who ended up singing with the Mighty Clouds of Joy. He was an OG Crip dude who had turned Christian and became a gospel singer. So when I first moved over here and started moving around, walking to the stores and stuff, I used to see all that activity of all these, gang members over here. And I also remember seeing when the Rollin 20s used to walk through here. And I mean, when they walked through here, It was like 50 of them. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm like about 11 years old at the time, right? I can remember when I had my elementary graduation party, my sixth grade graduation party. I mentioned earlier that we used to all have house parties around here, so I couldn't wait to have mine. And so when I had my party, it was going well, and then about 11 o'clock, the Rollin 20 showed up, man. And I mean, I was 12 turning 13, and the cats that came to the party, they was like 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, right? So they like struck my party down, right? And I got vivid memories of seeing them, coming through here looking for the Crips that used to live on this block, is what I was trying to indicate to you. Also, it was an incident that I remember Mad Ronald was talking about on one of his interviews. Mad Ronald and I, we go back. We were in the 5th grade together, and Mad Ronald, like I always say, was always Mad Ronald. Mad Ronald was Mad Ronald in the 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? I remember when he used to wear his brother's All-Stars. You dig what I'm saying? His brother's big ass khakis, you know what I mean? Couldn't even fit him, but he was the first young cat that I knew that was a gang member already in elementary school. He was
What school was this at?
24th Street Elementary.
Oh, okay.
24th Street Elementary. Yeah, when I moved over here, I did my 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade year at 24th.
So what was it like meeting Mad Ronald? I guess what you said 5th grade, so that's like 12. No, that's like 11.
No, I'm like 10.
10.
Yeah.
And he's already banging, huh?
Yeah, he was already gang banging. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
Lila. Yeah, so Yeah, like I said, I started at 24 for my third grade year, coming from Manhattan Place elementary school, right? So Mad Ronald was an interesting character for me because he dressed like a gang member already. You know what I'm saying? He literally was wearing khakis, you know, they was too big for him. You know what I'm saying? They were his big brother's khakis. You dig what I'm saying? And so, like, he already had a nickname, Mad Ronald. You know what I'm saying? At 10 years old, 11 years old, man, he was the first dude I ever seen that already was a gang member at that early of an age.
Now, did you get a chance to meet his two older brothers, K-Ray and Crazy B?
I never met K-Ray. I met Crazy B, but I didn't meet Crazy B until many years later as far as meeting him. But I've always known of him, and because his name was one of the most infamous names in this area, Crazy B, K-Ray, Santa Claus, those three names in particular are names from the 20s that resonate with me in my consciousness, in my memory. Now I know a whole bunch of other names. I'm Pistol Pete, you know, I know a whole bunch of other names, T-Bone and Reese, and you know what I'm saying. I know them dudes too, right? You know what I'm saying? Because my cousin was Deuce 5, Dopey. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. So I know them. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what was it like after elementary school? You went to Mount Vernon. Did Mad Ronald go to Mount Vernon also?
You know what? I can't even tell you if Madd Ronald went to Mount Vernon. I believe he did, though. I believe he did, because I went to Mount Vernon my 7th grade year, and then I got kicked out of Mount Vernon. The year I went to Mount Vernon, that's pretty much the year that myself and my partner I was telling you about earlier, Money Marv, that's kind of the year when we really start kind of like choosing the streets, like gravitating towards kind of like what you would call juvenile delinquency. You know what I'm saying? Because all this stuff is juvenile delinquency, bro. You know what I mean? And I don't want it to seem like we was no, John Gotti's or nothing, because that's all it was, is juvenile delinquency. But me and Marv used to have a friend that he was from Kitchen Crip, but he turned Sereno. Yeah, he was from Kitchen Crip, and he turned Eastside 38th Street. It's a black dude named Sleepy. And you can check this history. Sleepy got killed by the Palmetto Flats when he was like 16, 17 years old. But when we was at Mount Vernon, he came on the yard, and when he came on the yard, he just hit the whole yard up. He did through an east side, and he did a boom, 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 38th Street, and then all the 18th Street surrounded him, and just the homie, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, and that shit was big stuff in our consciousness at the time, seeing this gang activity. That dude hit the yard, and he got it on, you know what I'm saying? He represented, and he had his little issues with the little harpies up there and stuff, and, he was close to us. We was close to that dude, and so we started carrying our screwdrivers in our back pockets too. You know what I'm saying? That was quite an era, man. That was quite an era.
Now, when you got to Mount Vernon, from what I was told, it was mostly a blood school.
Absolutely, it was a blood school. However, there were enough Crips at Mount Vernon for there to be issues. I can tell you, I remember an issue at Mount Vernon. At the end of the year, at the end of my 1980 school year at Mount Vernon, it was a big squabble at Mount Vernon when all the Crips and Bloods fought. It's like they waited till the whole year was over and then they fought. You know what I'm saying? It was a girl named Lady, and I think she was from like 8 Trey Hoover or something. There was a girl named Kathy that used to hang out with her, and Kathy lived right down the street down here on Pico and 15th. And there was some West Boulevards that went there. It was some schoolyards had just started. They was there. Capone, Sleepy, Conway, you know what I'm saying? You know, so it was a handful of little Crip dudes that was there that had got sent there from other schools.
Was Rocky going there at the time?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. But Rocky wasn't gangbanging there. Rocky wasn't gangbanging at Mount Vernon. Rocky was not gangbanging at Mount Vernon. Period. He might have had aspirations, you see what I'm saying? But he wasn't doing it at that time. Rocky was playing football with us. You know what I'm saying? You know, none of us was gangbanging at that time yet.